Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Scare money don't make money. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Uh-oh. Scare money don't make. Be shy. No one wants to say hello? You guys are shy? Okay. Well, since you guys are shy, I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. My name is Odetta King. And for those of you who follow me on social media, or if you do not follow me, make sure you follow me on social media at Odetta King. Just go to facebook.com, or if you have a Facebook profile, just send me a friend request, Odetta King, Odetta, last name King, Odetta King. There you can follow us on Facebook even after this streaming has ended, and let's get to connect. And those of you who are already following me on social media, make sure you hit that share button so more people can see the stream. Share it in any groups that you're in, share it on your page, tag people so they can also see what we're doing live. So my name is Odetta King. I am a senior broker here at World Financial Group. It is truly a blessing. I do not take it lightly. About 4 years ago, I started with this organization as a client, right? I started as a client, right? I'm also a professor here in New York, and I'm not your typical, I'm not your typical professor, right? I'm not your typical professor. I'm very, very good at what I do. And I would fail my students in a heartbeat because I play hard. But when it comes to work, I make the work, right? It's all work, because when we work hard, we can play harder. So 4 years ago at one of the universities that I teach, this guy named Angel, right? If for those of you who know this story, you're going to always hear the story, because this is my story. This is how I started. I'm forever grateful to Angel. Angel was a student at the college at the time. And every semester we would bring back students who has graduated from the program, and they would talk about how college has prepared them in the real world. And so Angel was one of the panelists. He did his thing. And then afterward, we had a networking reception. And like with everything else, you know, everyone is mingling, they're chit-chatting. And then he asked me, what do I do? What do I do besides teaching? Right now, I always knew the importance of having multiple streams of income, right? I was teaching, I had a job, I was throwing parties, fashion swapping parties, right? So I always knew that you got to have multiple streams of income, right? Even somebody who made 6 figures, I knew you got to have multiple sources of income. So my background is in corporate sales. I've worked for many, many, many hotels, and some of you have stayed in quite a few of them: Starwood, Hilton, Hyatt, IHG, Marriott, boutique hotels, and I was a top director of sales. And being in that role, it was great. You know, I traveled the world. I was able to negotiate contracts with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. And so it was great. But guess what? I had a cap on how much I could earn. Even though I was good at what I do, I had a cap of how much I could earn in my job. And for those of you who know someone who have been in hotel sales, if you don't produce, you're out of there. You could be the number 1 salesperson one year. You better be the number 2 salesperson again the next year. I mean, the number 1 salesperson again the following years, right? So you got to stay on top, right? You could be great this month, but if you're not great next month, boy, you get in that conversation with the GM, you get in that conversation with the owner. And so there was a lot of pressure to produce, a lot of pressure to stay on top. And now that I look back, because of that upbringing in that environment, it prepared me for WFG, right? And WFG, if you don't make your numbers, you ain't having no conversation with nobody. And WFG, if you don't make your numbers, you're not going to get fired. But that's the environment that I came out from in the hotel industry. And so when Angel asked me, you know, what do you do besides teaching? I said, well, you know, I also am always on social media. sharing information with people about stacking their coins, saving money. And he was like, no way, like, you have to read this book, right? Saving your future, saving your future. So as an educator and a professor, I love reading. He lent me the book. Actually, he gifted me the book, and it's only 86 pages long. I read the book in one night. One night, that's how hungry I was. I read the book in one night. And the very next day or 2 days later on, I believe there was a financial workshop in the Bronx, right? And I'm from Brooklyn, and you guys already know people who are in Brooklyn don't go to the Bronx. People in the Bronx don't come to Brooklyn, but, you know. So I was like, oh my God, do I really want to go there? But anyway, I said, you know what? I'm going to another college. I'll get to network with some faculty and I'll check out the campus. I got there, and let me tell y'all something. It did not take me long to realize that even as a professor, I was clueless to how money works. So for me, I signed up right away. Right away, I AMA. Right away, I registered. Right away, I whipped out my credit card and paid $100 and became a member, right? I became a member to learn about money and to get help with my own money. Right. And because of this business, because of this opportunity, I was able to write my book that I've always wanted to write. But WFG gave me content. WFG gave me the knowledge, the experience, the credibility, right? Because I've sat with hundreds of families and I know what I know, and what I know I've put in this book. So I was able to write a book. If you ain't stacking, you'll drop it, right? And this is a book about money. It talks about saving money, investing money, protecting your money, growing your money, setting up your budget, all of that good stuff. I say all of that to say WFG made that possible for me, right? I didn't come here to write a book. I didn't even come here to make money. I just came here to be a member, to learn about money, to get help in my finance. And 4 years later, here I am helping a lot of families. And there's countless thousands of people across US and Canada that have similar stories. We all had a great job. Some of us made good money, but you know what? Even though we made good money, we just didn't know what to do with that money. We just didn't know how to grow, protect, and save that money. But today, I can tell you, I am solid, right? I am solid as a rock, and I'm helping a lot of families have that confidence when it comes to their money. So before we kick off to tonight presentation, right? It's super important for us to hear from one of our amazing leaders in this business. His story is similar to mine. You know, we all come from humble beginnings. Like I said, some of us had money, some of us didn't, but the one thing that we all had in common is we did not know how money worked. We did not know how money worked, right? So you can make a lot of money, but if you don't know this information, boy, if you don't know this information,
my name is Eric Olson.
You're not gonna know what to do with that money. And today we're gonna show you, right, ways how you can make good money. So I'm gonna play this quick video by one of my amazing other mentor, Eric Olson. Take a look.
I'd like to share with you a little bit about WFG. And, World Financial Group is an incredible company, a lot of strength and a lot of backing. We are a Transamerica company, and Aegon actually backs up Transamerica. So with Aegon and Transamerica and WFG, and my biggest financial companies out there right now. And we're on a huge crusade with our company of no family left behind. And I feel very passionate about that crusade. A lot of financial companies out there, they're just trying to help the affluent market. You ever hear the phrase, the rich get richer, but the middle class stay the same or get poorer? And, our crusade is no family left behind. We don't care if you have $50 you want to save or invest, or you have a lot more than that. Either way, way, we'll be able to help you out, which is a great, great, great thing, obviously. Some of the companies that we work with, some of the biggest and best financial names in the entire industry. I love the fact that we actually represent our clients to the different companies instead of just representing our company to the client. And that's a powerful, powerful thing that we do here with our firm. Some of the different concepts that we offer, and the rule of 72 and compounded interest and dollar cost averaging, and how much protection you should have on your family and how much money you should be saving, and just some of the different advantages of the products that we offer. We show people how to get tax advantages. A lot of people have taxable retirement, and we show them how to get a tax advantage product. A lot of people, they are losing money in the stock market and things like that. And we show people how to get guarantees on their money with rolling overs, different monies, which is a powerful thing. And also a lot of people, they're not protecting their families. So we want to make sure families are protected. I have 2 little boys, and I definitely want to make sure they're protected and I leave a legacy for them one day. And we're also able to show people how to save money for their kids' college and things like that. So some of the different products we offer, are huge. They're needed in the marketplace. I love the fact our compensation model is, in my opinion, second to none. I came in this company part-time, and that's the good news. If you were to qualify to work with our company, we would allow you to start part-time, just like I did. And I was part-time for about a year. I was still playing college football, and I got a world-class financial education. I learned more about money in my first year in this company than I had my entire life, and that was huge. And then I transitioned from part-time to full-time, and I went out there and made $250,000, over $250,000 my first year full-time. I was only 22 years old. I went over and crossed over $1 million a year in my 20s, and now I'm 32 years old, and they're paying me over $2 million a year. And, I just want to challenge you to definitely give this some strong consideration about being a part of our company. And there's no risk involved. You can keep doing what you're doing full time and just start with us part time. I always tell people, if you meet me halfway, I'm going to take you to the top of this company. So I want to let you know you can do this. We'll keep it simple for you. We'll train you from A to Z, and let's go take your life that's pretty good and let's go make it great. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Are you guys ready to make your life, which is already pretty great, but better? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to take your life and make it better? That's what we're here today for. We're here today to make our life better. And so I'm going to kick us off right now. We're going to get started with who we are, what we do, and why we are excited. So as I stated before, my name is Odetta King. I am a senior broker here with World Financial Group. Who we are, our parent company is called Aegon. Aegon has been around since 1844, y'all. This is before you were born, before I was born, before your grandparents was born, before your great-grandparents was born. It's a super big deal, y'all, right? Aegon has been around for 176-year-old. Like, that in itself is crazy. 176-year-old company, right? And they have 29 million customers worldwide, not in New York, not in Brooklyn, not in Connecticut, not in Pennsylvania, but freaking worldwide. 29 million customers worldwide. And we are one of 9 companies ranked too big to fail. Guys, Google us. Google us. Aegon has enough cash and reserve on hand. Write this down, folks. Write this down. Write this down. This is how big we are. We have enough cash and reserve on hand for another 100 years. For another 100 years. Get excited. Y'all need to get excited because this is a super big deal. This is not no mom and pop little rinky dinky company. Okay? Enough cash and reserve on hand for another 100 years. That's why we're ranked one of 9 companies too big to fail, according to the global financial system. Y'all heard the word global financial system. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. Don't play with us, right? We're too big to fail, right? So when people are out here panicking because the government shut down and they don't have enough reserve for 3 months and 6 months, Aegon is out here just chilling. We're just chilling because we got enough cash and reserve for 100 years. Get excited about Aegon. Now, in the US, like every major company, they wanted to be in the US market. And so they created a company called Transamerica. A lot of you may know Transamerica for a 401k, IRA, pension, retirement accounts, because guess what? Before I started with WFG, I had a 401k. My hotel, we had our 401k with Transamerica. And look at God. Look at God. Now today I'm on the other side, right? So we have 16 million policies in force in the US, and we were ranked number 1 company, right? Number 1 company for women financial advisors 6 years in a row. We dominated. We dominated globally and we dominated in the US. Number 1 company for women female advisors 6 years in a row. We're crushing it, right? Don't play with us. Now, let's talk about the licensed agents. These numbers that you see here, 42,000, is not even accurate because thanks to the pandemic, we're now over 50,000 licensed agents. People have lost their jobs and they realize, you know what? I need to have another source of income. And I'm doing nothing right now. So let me jump on the bandwagon while I'm home unemployed, get my license, put myself in a position to make a couple grand extra. So even if and when my job calls me back, I ain't tripping. I'm stacking, right? And so we have also 259 employees in our home office. So they take care of all the stuff that goes on behind the scene that you and I don't have to worry about. Now, since 2001, we've helped 4.2 million. When I first started, I was like, wow, that's a lot. But you know what I've come to find out? 4.2 million is a drop in the bucket because people are financially illiterate. People don't know how money works, right? So 4.2 million is a drop in the bucket. Just in New York City alone, we got over 9 million people. So what does that tell you and I, guys? You and I, it tells that there's a huge opportunity. There is a huge need to help families with their money because they don't know what we know, right? And we have access to 77 different product providers. Now, what do? We teach people how money works. We show them ways to save, grow, and protect their money. Because guess what? 95% of us don't plan to fail. We just never got the right education of how money works. 95% of us are going to retire broke. I didn't say it. Statistics says it. Just Google it. 95% of us, our kids are going to graduate with huge student loan the size of a mortgage. And I see this firsthand. I see this firsthand being in the classroom, teaching every semester, right? On top of it, we like to spend. We like to spend. We're a society of spenders. We would rather spend that money than save and grow and protect it. We find excuse to save money, but in the same split second, we'll spend that money. And so we have a spending crisis. So that's the problem with most of us, right? But you know what the 5% do? That's the 1% that control the world. I don't know about you guys, but do you want to be 95% what everybody else is doing and failing miserably, and most of them don't even know they're going to fail? Or you want to be on the other side of the track where you're going to get this information. And because you know this information and you have access, you're going to know what to do. So guess what? You know what the 5% knows? They don't fill out a W-2. The 5% don't fill out a W-2, honey. They got a 1099. 1099 versus a W-2. That's some extra zeros right there. They don't go after a W-2. They chasing a 1099. They're trying to be business owners, entrepreneurs, right? They know how to pay themselves first because they understand the concept of saving and investing money early on. They're not waiting until they're in their 40s and 50s and 60s to start scrambling. No. The minute they pop out a baby, they save it for that child's future. They know that they got to pay themselves first. They also know that they have to save for their retirement. And on top of it, they know where to save for their retirement. Because they're big on education, whether their children go to college or not, they are putting money away. That's a beautiful thing because guess what? I'm from Guyana. When I came here, my parents didn't know this information. They never sat with me to fill out a financial aid, no school paper, right? And of course, it didn't save for me to go to college. Certainly not NYU, which is where I graduated from. NYU ain't cheap. It's the number one university in New York, in the country, and New York. So guess what? Because of this platform, I know that my unborn child's future is going to be 10 times better. That's the power of this business, right? Saving for your kids early on and knowing where to save that money. On top of it, proper protection. You see, the 95% of us, we don't believe in life insurance. We say, you know what? When I'm dead, they'll figure it out. They could do whatever they want. They'll bury me some way, form, shape, or the other. But you know what? The 5%, they don't buy life insurance for burial. No, my dear. They don't buy life insurance for burial. No, my dear. They buy life insurance to protect their assets. They buy life insurance to increase their net worth. They buy life insurance with a different mindset to grow, build, and protect their wealth. They don't care about burial. No, they care about building a legacy. They care about protecting what they have, right? It's not about burial. They know that they got to save not just for a lunchtime, but for a lifetime. Let me say that again for those at the back in the cheap seat. They know that they got to save and invest not just for a lunchtime, but for a lifetime. And this is why they get proper protection, because even when they're long gone, their kids are still going to be eating off of what they've done today. They saving for a lifetime, not a lunchtime. That's what the 5% do that the 95% don't do, because we don't know. We just don't know, right? So how do we help these families? With this platform, we sit with families on a Zoom, which is so much more easier now, right? And we show them how their money is growing, the difference between compound interest and simple interest, understanding how much years your money is going to take to double. We show them where to save money, where they're going to get a higher interest than the bank will ever give them. We show them ways where they should invest and save their money, where they're going to legally pay the least amount of taxes, right? We show them ways where they can invest their money and never have to lose when the stock market go down. Is that a big deal? Would you like to learn where you can invest your money and never lose a penny when the stock market go down? That's what we teach families here. And because we have access to 77 different companies, we can help them open accounts to meet their financial goals with some of these information. Now, these are just some of the companies. Transamerica, okay? Our parent company here in the US, right? Nationwide, everybody knows the jingle. They're on our side. How about Everest? Amazing funeral concierge platform. Somebody passed away today, in 2 days, they're getting that death claim. Somebody goes, I don't know, hiking in some remote part of Europe and they die. Guess what? Their loved one don't have to trek to Europe and fly that body back to the States. Everest take care of that. Everest take care of that. I'm from Guyana. If I go to Dubai and I pass away in Dubai and my mom wants to bury me in Guyana, she ain't got to fly to Dubai and bring my body back here and then do this and do that. No, Everest got me, right? Everest got all of us. It's a blessing, right? Prudential, Pacific, all of these amazing companies that has been around for over 100 years, we have access to, right? We have access to these companies. Now let's talk about our business platform. It's like you're buying a business or you're starting a business or you're starting a McDonald's where everything is already set up for you. Technology is set up for you, tons of training. Man, if you fail here, it's because you straight up lazy. You got to be straight up lazy to fail here because there is so much training. In fact, most people complain that there's too much training. But on dediking.com, I go to all the trainings. I'm overload because you know what? In this business, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I'm going to say that again. The more you learn, the more you earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. Because you can sit with a grandmother, you know what to help her with. You could sit with a single mom, you know what to help her with. You could sit with a young guy who just graduated from college, you know what to help him with. You could sit with a widow who just lost her husband and she got all this money and don't know what to do because she never worked a day in her life. You could help her. So the more you learn, the more you're going to earn, right? What about recognition? Listen, I've been in corporate sales for over 20 years, and I don't even remember getting recognition. I don't remember going on lavish trips. I don't remember being mentored. I don't remember people wanting me to win, because when you're in a sales environment, everybody is fighting with each other. They're hating on each other. They don't want to help each other because everybody's fighting to hit their numbers, right? That's how it is in the sales industry. Right? So because of that, you're not going to get that support. And what are some of the recognition that our jobs are giving us? Think about it. What are some of the recognition that your jobs are giving you? At my university where I teach, they just give us a 4% raise. And everybody's going excited over that 4%. But if they knew how money worked, they'll realize that 4% is going to get eat up right back in taxes and inflation. But you don't know what you don't know until you don't know, right? So here, there's tons of recognition. We recognize people when they get their first business partner. We recognize people when they open an account. We recognize you when you get your license. We recognize you when you make your first $1,000. We recognize you when you hit your next promotion. It's tons of recognition. And it feels good, right? We have a proven system for everybody to win. Everybody can win here. Everybody can eat here. Everybody can help families and everybody level up and everybody changing their lives. We also have life-changing events, right? I just came back from Vegas, myself and a couple of others. We were there for 4 days. Guys, I've been going to convention after convention after convention, and every year you keep saying, oh my God, this was the best. You go again, this was the best. You go, like every one of them is the best, right? We have life-changing events. Some of us, again, are going to get ready to jet set. We're going to Destin, Florida, right? off the Gulf Coast of Mexico, white sand, blue water, a 3 sprawling mansion. Talk about lifestyle. Talk about lifestyle and being mentored by multimillionaires and billionaires pouring into us. Where do you get that at? Now, let me ask you, what is your job doing for you? Can you ever make $1 million at your job? Forget $1 million. Can you ever make $500,000 at your job? And even if you were to make it, it's still a W-2. So what does that mean? You're going to pay more taxes. You're going to pay more taxes. And most people are not even set up remotely anywhere close to making $500,000. I don't care how good you are at your job. I don't care how loyal you are at your job. You're not going to make those type of figures, right? So let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the compensation. This is what gets me excited every day, Tuesdays and Friday especially. So you see, when you start with us, make no mistake, you can sleep good at night because you are truly helping the people. You are helping people to save money while everybody else is out there trying to get people to spend and buy and spend and buy. Here, we're getting you to save. We want you to save. We want you to invest. We want you to grow your money. We don't want you to spend your money. We teach you ways to save your money. So you know that you're truly doing the right thing for the people, right? So when you start with us, your first 30 days, you got to get your license. You got to get your license quick. No license, no money. You see, we're in a financial service where everything is regulated. The government is watching over us, right? No license, no money. This is not no Mickey Pop, Dolly House business. No, you got to get your license because you got to help the people, right? So your first 30 days, you get in your license. We work with you to hit your first milestone promotion. Now you're an associate. What does that mean? You already give yourself a 10% raise. Guys, isn't that crazy that within your first 30 days in this business, you give yourself a 10% raise? Have you ever gotten a 10% raise at your job? Will you ever get a 10% raise at your job? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Here, in your first 30 days, you give yourself a raise of 10%. Now you're an associate. So let's say you help a family save money. You help a family open an account at one of those amazing companies that we spoke about. That person saving $250. You make $1,350. How long does it have to take you at your job to make $1,350? Get excited, guys. When I first started in this business 4 years ago, every time I left a client home, because back then we used to go to clients' homes, right? Now I get to sit in my home office, zooming and booming all day. I could have 10 appointments back to back in one day. It would take me a long time to do 10 appointments and I had to drive to people's homes, right? So guess what? When I would leave people's homes, I would get to my car, sit in my car and say, Mom, I just made 2,000. I just made 3,000. I just made 1,200. I remember distinctively telling my mom, this feels like drugs money. It is too easy. It's too easy. And I'm like, why wasn't I doing this business before? Why did I waste 20 years in corporate hotel sales? But then again, in hindsight, I didn't waste because those years prepared me for this opportunity, right? So get excited. If you open 4 accounts in 1 week, or if you're somebody that's super busy and you got a lot of things, first of all, if you're busy, you better be productive. Because if you're busy and you're broke, you need to realign your goals, right? But let's say you do 4 of these accounts in 1 month, you're looking at over $5,000. Get people to save money, not spend, right? And you could work your way all the way up to senior broker like I am. And for that same 2 or 3 hours on a Zoom, I'm making 2,400 as an SMD. So guess what? That's why I'm always excited, because guess what? I'm helping a lot of families make money, and I'm also helping myself make money. So it's a win-win on both ends. The family stacking, I'm stacking. The family stacking, I'm stacking. Everybody winning, right? And as a senior marketing director, the average senior marketing director makes 86,000, and the highest is 1 million. This is what keeps me going, because in 20 years, I have never made $250,000 as a director of sales overseeing 5 hotels. And you mean to tell me in less than 20 years, I'm on track to make my first million, not even half of that? It's crazy. It's crazy. Some of us will stay at our job for 40, 50, 60 years, and we will never make $1 million. You ain't got to look far. Just look around. Look around at people in your circle. Look at your mom. Look at your dad. Look at your uncle. Look at your cousin. Look at your best friend. Look at their parents. Who is making $1 million in your circle? This is why I get excited, right? Because the fact that we all can come here and change our lives. Don't take this lightly. So life is all about choices. Some of you that are watching us live on social media, you're either going to fall into one or two categories. Odetta, this sounds great. I want to come in and be a member. I want to learn. I want to save my money. I want to protect my money. I just want to learn. That's okay. Get in touch with the person who invited you. If you're watching this on social media on my stream, or whoever shared that stream on their social media, get in touch with that person. Let us get you started with a saving plan. Because you know what? I just left an appointment with a top restaurant owner in New York. She started out as a client. And can I tell you today, we signed her up as a business partner. She is so fired up that she's going to tell all the customers that walk through her restaurant door, she's going to be giving them this flyer. This flyer is going to go into every bag that she sells food, because she is so sold on everybody needs this information. So even being a client, this is going to change your life. That's how I started. I started as a client. I started getting help with my finances. And the more I learned, I realized if I'm a professor and I don't know this, how the hell the students are going to know it? So if you want to learn, if you want to save your money and protect and control your future, get in touch with a person who invited you. And if you're somebody like me, you were fired up, you were hungry, you were ambitious, you are motivated, you want to poke a hole in the sky, you want to create an identity, live on your own term, design your lifestyle, dream big, work what you want to work, take a day off, take your kids wherever, not have to worry about money, get in touch with us so we can show you the next step to be part of an entrepreneur where you are controlling your future. You know what? It's such a beautiful thing that I could wake up some days and say, you know what? I'm not going to work. Or I could wake up some days and say, you know what? I'm going to start working at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Or I could wake up some days and say, you know what? I'm just going to go to the beach today, have my laptop, make a few calls, be on a few Zooms, and still make a shitload of money than the person who's going to their 9 to 5 and had to be up since 6:45. Guys, are you hearing me? This opportunity will change your life. Not only will it change your life, it will change your unborn life. Because you know what? If you didn't come from a rich family, hear me out. This opportunity will help you make someone rich. Personal testimony. I don't come from a millionaire family. I don't. But because of this business, because of this opportunity, because of what I've learned, oh, my kids are going to born millionaire. My kids are gonna born millionaire. At 15 days old, once I cop that social security number, I know exactly what to do to make my 15 days old child a millionaire baby. I don't say that lightly. WFG made this possible for me, and WFG can make this possible for all of you. So in closing, if you were born poor, it is not your mistake. But if you die poor, it sure is. If you die poor, it sure is. Because after watching this, after being on this webinar, and we do these webinars every Monday, we call it our Money Making Monday. If you watch this on Monday, right, and you don't change your life, then we can't help you. Then you don't want to change your life. And then on Wednesday, right, every Wednesday, we're going to teach you how to build your wealth. So for some of you who say, Odetta, this is not for me. I love my job. I don't want to make $1 million. I don't want to change my life. I'm happy with the status quo. God bless you. Okay. But you may be like, but I want to save my money. I'm saving some money and I want to know what I can do to grow it. I want to know what I could do to pay less tax legally. I want to know what I can do to save and invest my money so I don't lose when the stock market drops. We can help you with that too. So get in touch with the person who invited you. When I hang up this Zoom, when I end this live, make sure you guys are calling us. My number is 973-842-7927, 973-842-7927, or get in touch with the person who invited you, who shared you this webinar, who shared you this live, and tell them what you want to do. You either want to be a client, get help with your finance, or you want to look into a position with our firm where you can control your future. And with that being said, this coming Wednesday, we're going to be talking about how to build your wealth. If you have a 401k, or you know someone that has a 401k, make sure that they are on, right? Make sure that they're on the next webinar, right? Because this Wednesday, we're going to talk about 401ks and which is the best vehicle to save, grow, and protect your money. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us live. We're super excited to have you here. Make it a great Monday, a great week, and go out and stack your coins. And if you do not know, more reason why when we end this live, you need to pick up the phone and call the person who invited you. Or for our business partners, you need to send this video, send this link to the people that you know who might be interested in becoming a business partner, or who have kids, or who have a 401k, or who needs help with their finance, right? If they need help, we're here to help them. If they want to make more money and be in the comfort of their home, zooming and booming, we can also help them. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys back here on Wednesday. Make it a great day. God bless you guys. And always, always, always stack your coins. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Thank you, Dada.